Good morning, evening, afternoon. I'm Tato Cat. Welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Perfect Gold. Previously, we had a duel with Audrey. Marion and Audrey fought, even though I wanted to fight Irene. And Marion won, technically, and it was sad about that and confronted Audrey, and Audrey went back to deal with getting caught. And Marion went out and wandering about and ran into her sister, and we found out that, well, her sister has been a bit of a mess since the engagement was called off, and she's turned to drinking. And Marion finally realized that her sister isn't perfect, and she has flaws too. And that's where we left off. So let's continue. I don't know what to say. She's always been the wise one. The one who taught me everything. I guess I can just stay quiet. Take the bottle. I really want to take the bottle. Oh no. I want to take the bottle because I don't want her to keep drinking her life away, man. That's terrible. Like, drinking life doesn't really solve the problem. But just staying quiet might be less invasive.
Sim, give me the bottle. I won't drink it. I just want you to know that I got your back. I'm here to help.
Immediately chugs it.
I really appreciate the offer, but people might get the wrong idea, my dear. Please don't worry. I'm not pushing you away this time. I just don't want to fail you as a sister anymore.
Well, that's nice.
You're not a failure, Sim. You've never been. It'll be all right. Hey, let's walk around.
You still want to hang out with me?
Well, yeah, we just resolved our issue. So, yeah, let's walk around. I mean, I'm already resigned to getting in trouble, so.
Of course. I'm here for you, okay? Besides, we gotta get more sun cakes before they run out.
Again, what is it? Is it like a marmalade sort of thing?
Thank you, Mary. All right, let's get those sun cakes.
Oh, Audrey. Transmutation. So I suppose, right, so I suppose back to Lafay it is then. This is the right decision. I should have just stayed in detention anyway. I should have known better. What was I thinking, hoping for a day of freedom? No, I cannot escape from who I am. Unlike this bracelet, freedom has always been the one luxury I could not afford. Perhaps it is a gilded cage, but at least my future is certain. In a few years, I will graduate from Levay. I will join the Council of Alchemists. My life will be... Okay, so it's more like a college. My life will consist of seminars about transmutation, visiting potential mining sites, and working on my magnum opus. I will be married to someone my parents choose for me. When that day comes, perhaps I won't be yearning for a different life anymore.
Good afternoon, Miss Clary.
Professor Buffon,
I'm just I'm an illusion.
This is quite a surprise. I didn't expect to find you here.
You honestly should not be surprised.
Under normal circumstances, I would prefer not to step foot into any of these ridiculous festivals. However, truant as you may be, I understand that you have the need to experience and celebrate your youth. That said, will you guide me around the festival?
Professor? What? You... Damn, Professor, you're kind of dope. I like the Professor. They have like this cane. I hope their cane is like also a sword. I hope they have a cane sword. They're not upset with me? I don't understand.
yes, Professor.
Thank you, Miss Clary. Do lead the way.
Somehow this is worse than if I'd simply gone back to the fair and talked to them there. I don't know what to make of this situation. I've been there. When you like somehow end up hanging out with your teacher and you're just like, It's a bizarre situation. Is this some sort of strange punishment? They don't even seem interested in any of the stalls. I suppose I should say something.
Professor Buffon, I deeply apologize. I apologize for what happened in potions class and for escaping detention.
Apology accepted.
I feel like that cane is too thin to be a sword. Maybe like a rapier. Yeah.
Do try not to look so shocked, Miss Clary.
Well, it is shocking.
I'm not here to make the festival a torturous experience for you. Have you eaten anything today?
Sun cake.
Yes, but...
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you have not neglected your meals, at least.
I would not call that a meal.
Where is Miss LaRue? The spell work on those illusions had me thinking you two would be together.
And because, like, you know, I feel like those sun cakes are like fried. They look like a fried pastry.
She and I, we had a fight.
I'm not sure what else I should say about Marion. I should protect her. Say nothing. Protect her!
She decided to go back to Lefay, actually.
Perhaps it can never work out between Marion and I, but getting her in trouble is the last thing I want to do.
I see. And what about you? Where were you going?
I was going back to Lefay, too.
Oh, were you? Ah, finally, a cafe. Let's have a cup of tea.
All right.
A cafe stall? Okay. Let's pretend we're at a cafe, but we're sitting outside. I did not read that line. Is this really happening? Am I making this all up in my head? Or perhaps this is the calm before the storm. Perhaps this is their way of breaking it to me gently that Marion and I will be getting expelled from the Fae. That I've been nothing but a disappointment to them.
Here's your order. Happy Sun.
Thank you.
Happy Sunflower Festival.
The one with milk is yours, of course.
Just as I preferred. I didn't even think they would remember that.
Thank you, Professor.
Not bad.
That was my line because I didn't look up.
Professor?
Yes, Miss Clary?
Why did you bring me here?
Why shouldn't I? There's no point in bringing you back to detention, is there? Escaping together did not seem to have resolved the conflict between you and Miss LaRue.
Yes, but we disobeyed you, Professor.
Miss Clary, do you study alchemy to learn obedience?
Oh, I mean, I kind of have to. I'm only studying alchemy because I'm obedient, Professor.
Well, no. We study it to formulate better theories regarding the state of perfection.
And what do you do to test those theories?
We experiment, Professor.
If your academic life simply consisted of following instructions, do you think you'd be as knowledgeable as you are now?
No, Professor.
Then there's your answer.
I like this professor. Detention for them wasn't punishment. Much like the ideas we have in alchemy class, it was a theory, and they tested it. It didn't work.
Professor, I still failed you. I couldn't fix it with Miss LaRue. I apologize. I understand that this is a lot of trouble for you.
You couldn't fix it because you still wouldn't explain anything, Audrey. You said nothing. You could have said something, and you didn't say anything, and that is extremely frustrating.
Child, you are too harsh on yourself. First of all, you didn't fail me. And let it be known that you did not fail yourself or Miss LaRue either. Just because something didn't go as planned doesn't mean it's a failure, Miss Clary. It just means that you must take a step back and figure out what you need to start over again.
Like communication skills.
When you do, it is important that you do it in the best way you can.
Communicate.
And I believe you have done your best, Miss Clary.
Use words.
Thank you, Professor.
What's wrong, dear child?
It's not that something's wrong. It's just no one has ever told me those things before. Well, there's Marion, but I can't cry about that now. Not when I've made my decision.
It's just... I'm sorry, Professor. I did not wish for you to see me like this.
Dear child, crying is a perfectly normal human reaction.
If there's an option to tell the professor everything, I'm going to choose it.
Come, tell me what's wrong.
They will deserve the truth about me, at least. Even if no one else will support it. At least someone will know and understand.
Professor, I don't want to be an alchemist. Studying alchemy just doesn't give me as much joy as healing magic does. I don't want to spend the rest of my life looking for new things to turn into gold. I want to heal people. I want to help people live their best lives. To ease their pain in all the ways I can. I know I can't live that life, but...
Dear child, I'm sorry. You deserve to live your best life too.
It's impossible, Professor.
Is it really? I was 9 years old when I decided to become an alchemist.
Transmutation in youth.
That same year, I had an accident. It was an experiment that had gone wrong. No one believed I could make it, except for my healer. Healers do great things too, my child.
But, Professor, I have responsibilities to my family.
That may be true, but you also have a responsibility to yourself. Will you live your life creating a sense of self out of other people's expectations? Or will you allow yourself to grow and transform into your own magnificent creation?
Best professor ever.
You must choose wisely, my child.
A choice. All my life, I've never felt like I had one. Perhaps I had created this gilded cage. Perhaps the key has been with me all along. Marion the Rue. In bloom! Up close outside of the magazine shoots, Simone still carries herself like a supermodel. Come to think of it, if she weren't so into elemental magic and viticulture and viticulture, she could have been one. Before today, I might have felt a lot of bitterness about that. But despite how brain broke, despite how confidently she holds herself, there's a lot of pain in there. And not even a lifestyle like hers could take it away.
So, Mary?
I mean, she's in a similar situation. She fell in love with an alchemist, and the alchemist family's like, "Ew, you want to marry that peasant?" And the alchemist was like, "I guess I gotta break things off because I'm about to get disowned." And it mirrors your current life, Marion.
Would you like to tell me more about this potions partner of yours?
If there's an option to tell her about it, I'm going to choose yes.
I don't know, Sim. There's not much to say about her, really.
Because neither of you are communicating. You don't sit there long enough for the other one to talk. She takes forever to get her thoughts out. You know this. And you're just like, bah, 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 bah. And then you storm off.
Okay then. But can I make a guess as to who it is?
Go ahead.
Is it Audrey Clary?
It's that obvious, huh?
Yep. It was the book burning that gave it away.
Really? How so?
Well, let's see. I know you have a temper, but you have good control of it. You wouldn't burn just anyone's book for no reason.
Is that even true?
Is that really how you see me?
Of course! Mary, I've known about your affinity towards fire since you first started learning magic. It breaks my heart to see you so ashamed of it now, when it's something that makes you so special.
Sim, I didn't just burn Audrey's book. We had a duel today. I just wanted to shock her into standing up for herself. But I ended up hurting her. How can fire magic be what makes me special when I've used it to hurt people?
I can't even blame her for walking away. Of course she would. Why would she stay with someone like me?
I've messed up so much, Sim. Fire is just way too destructive.
Oh, Mary. Fire isn't just about destruction. Fire cleanses. Fire gives us warmth. It's what helps us create a place to come home to. Fire is in the stars we look up to at night, giving us hope, guiding our way. Without fire, where do you think humanity would be?
She's not wrong. Understanding what each element brings to the world is a crucial part of magical studies. Still, I can't help but feel less like a star and more like a ravaging wind fire consuming everything around me.
Let's sit for a moment. I'd like to show you something. You sent me this more than a year ago.
Yeah, I remember that day.
That was the day I found out what Audrey's favorite flower is. That was also the day I promised myself that when the right time comes, I'd give her that flower.
Have you ever seen Audrey this happy anywhere else?
No, I don't think so.
I figured as much. I've seen other photos of her, and I don't think I've ever seen her smile as widely as she did for this photo.
What are you trying to say?
You need to give yourself a bit more credit, Mary. Perhaps you think all you do is hurt people. But, considering Audrey's smile in this photo, I don't think that's how she views you at all.
Sim, I don't understand. Why are you telling me this? These alchemists, the way they think. You've been hurt too, right? Besides, she already made a choice. I asked her if I ever meant anything to her, and she
Didn't answer.
went back to LaFay.
It's for the best anyway. I was and still am a complete, total idiot for tucking that sunflower behind her ear, for kissing her, and for still wanting to have just one more day like that, all things considered.
You know what, Sim? We're wasting the day. Want to check out that jewelry stall?
She went back so you wouldn't get expelled.
All right, Mary.
I hope they run into each other. Oh, it's that bracelet again. It's not really my style, but still kind of want it.
Didn't think you'd be into that one in particular.
I'm not! I mean, it's cute, that's all.
These aren't bracelets you keep for yourself anyway. You're supposed to give them to someone. It's someone who makes this festival worth celebrating. Maybe our friendship didn't end on the best terms, but maybe Audrey deserves one from me anyway.
Hi, can I get this one, please?
Sure, that'd be 5 gold.
Here you go. Happy Sunflower Festival.
Happy Sunflower Festival to you too!
So you did end up buying one after all.
Yeah.
Don't tease her. It's for Audrey, to be honest.
It's for Audrey.
Second chances are gifts.
Do you think it'll be okay to give her this?
I'm sure she'll love it.
Not sure about that, but it'd be nice if I could make her smile again. That's all I want.
Oh, isn't that Audrey?
Huh? Where?
Whoa, what a coinkydink!
Yeah. That's her. Hey, Sim, I'll catch you later, okay? There's just something I need to do.
Of course.
Go.
Good luck, dear.
Get her, Marion.
Thank you.
And communicate. I'm Audrey.
Would you like some more tea, Miss Clary?
Oh, she's just gonna run up and be like, "Oh, Professor!"
No, thank you, Professor.
Very well. Let's take a walk around.
Because I assume Simone and Marion did not see the professor.
Yes, Professor.
There's something about the way Professor before walks. They walk with such grace, such ease, and look so natural with them. I know how to hold my chin up, back straight, my steps light and calm. Yet I feel stiff and frozen, constantly afraid the next step will be a mistake.
Professor,
Yes, Miss Clary?
I would like to ask you something.
How do you walk so awesomely?
I will be glad to provide answers if I can.
Thank you. How did you know you wanted to become an alchemist?
Oh,
I just couldn't see myself doing anything else, I suppose. It didn't matter to me if it felt impossible at the time. LeFay didn't have scholarships back in my day, so I contacted people who were willing to sponsor my studies.
I had no idea. Professor before had always been a bit of a loner among the alchemists, but I simply assumed it was because of their introversion.
Was it difficult, Professor?
Very much so. Most strangers aren't willing to gamble their money on an overly ambitious child.
I see.
No matter how I look at it, I'm privileged to have the education I'm receiving right now. I cannot be ungrateful to my family. I cannot disappoint them.
And how about you, Miss Clary? When did you realize you wanted to become a healer?
There was a cat in the garden. He was cold, shivering. I couldn't stand seeing him in pain.
I see. Caring for the living. It's a good initiative for the profession.
I suppose so.
It felt good to heal Marion's ankle. Like I had a sense of purpose. It wasn't something grand, but it was something good.
Ah, an art stall. How interesting. Shall we check it out?
As an exclamation mark. It's upside down eye. It's the same stall Marion and I visited earlier today.
Yes, Professor.
Is the artist gonna recognize us? Looks like the artist is busy painting. A couple, perhaps? I hope Marion keeps her portrait safe. I should have had it duplicated. It would have been nice to have a copy. It's almost sunset. Has she found Simone yet? There is another promise I've broken. Well, we'll see if they run it. Okay, come on. We know they're going to run into each other. We'll see what happens when they run into each other in the next episode.